Hello there and welcome to the news tonight here on Sabha TV. I'm Tracy Shilshi, and in the next 30 minutes I'll be getting you all the day's top stories from India and across the world, starting with the headlines. The Uttarakhand High Court overrules the central government, says legitimacy of the president's decision to suspend the state assembly is subject to judicial review. Congress denies Sonia or Rahul Gandhi gave any direction to the then Home Minister P. Chidambaram on the Ishrat Jahan case. Party accuses Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP Chief Amit Shah of trying to derail judicial process in the fake encounter case. Representatives of the US Foreign Affairs Committee call on Modi to address a joint meeting of Congress during a proposed visit in June, but no official announcement of the visit either by the White House or the Prime Minister's office. And in Brazil, ahead of the Senate impeachment vote, President Dilma Rousseff says she's a victim of an attempted coup, lashes out at critics for sexism in their efforts to unseat her. Top story from Uttarakhand. Hearing a petition against the imposition of President's rule in Uttarakhand, the State High Court today observed that the legitimacy of the President's decision to suspend the Assembly is subject to judicial review. A division bench of the High Court said that even the President can be wrong at times.
Even the President can go wrong, said the Uttarakhand High Court on Wednesday while hearing a petition challenging the President's rule in the state. A two-judge bench of Chief Justice K.M. Joseph and Justice V.K. Bisht held that the legitimacy of the President's decision to suspend the Uttarakhand Assembly is subject to judicial review. The centre had contended that courts cannot review the President's rule.
What the court can inquire into, whether while giving advice to the President, the Council of Ministers placed before him all the relevant materials and facts. But otherwise, the Constitution says that the advice tendered by the Council of Ministers to the President cannot be questioned in a court of law.
So what are the Supreme Court judgment regarding this? SR Bome judgment?
Ji. SR Bome judgment is one of them, yes.
The High Court also claimed that the centre had introduced chaos by taking away the power of an elected government in the state. It said it's irrelevant for the cabinet to assume disqualification as one of the grounds while recommending President's rule. Following the court's observations, Congress leaders said they are hopeful of a favorable decision.
जो स्टेटमेंट केंद्र सरकार के वकीलों का था कि इस दौरान कुछ भी नहीं किया जाएगा जब तक ये मामला सुनवाई में है, वो बदलना नहीं चाहिए और उच्च न्यायालय ने ये बड़ा स्पष्ट किया कि अगर वो पूरा मामला बदलता है, सच्चाई ज़मीनी बदलती है इस दौरान, तो वो सही नहीं होगा संवैधानिक रूप से. इसलिए अब ये निर्णय जहाँ तक हमारा सवाल है इसकी दलीलें खत्म हो गई.
The BJP, on the other hand, is confident of forming a government in the hill state, claiming a majority of MLAs are in its favour.
There is an institutional respect that will exist between all the various institutions because that's the constitutional scheme. In the constitutional scheme, everything is fixed and determined in its own particular way. And wherever anything goes contrary to that, the courts naturally would intervene and would give a pronouncement of a judgment or a order or whatever.
Uttarakhand was brought under President's rule after the centre claimed there was a breakdown of governance in the state. After the Speaker disqualified 9 MLAs from the Assembly following a rebellion in the ruling Congress. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to another tussle between both parties. The Congress today dismissed the BJP's charge that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi directed the then Home Minister P. Chidambaram in the Ishrat Jahan case. Calling the BJP's charge a bundle of lies, the Congress accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP Chief Amit Shah of attempting to derail the judicial process in the fake encounter case. The party also said that both the Prime Minister and Shah should tell the nation about the real motive behind their desperation to shut down the ongoing trial. Then Congress also questioned why were the governments at the centre in Gujarat not giving sanction to prosecute the officers who were found guilty.
Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi must stop perpetuating lies and meting out falsehood through his ministers and cronies by leveling false and baseless allegations against Congress President Srimati Sonia Gandhi and Congress Vice President Shri Rahul Gandhi. Unlike the RSS and unlike Prime Minister's office, Srimati Sonia Gandhi or Rahul ji never interfered with functioning of the government in any manner, and I say with a sense of responsibility that Srimati Sonia Gandhi or Shri Rahul Gandhi, either in case of Ishrat Jahan or in any other administrative matter, never spoke to Shri P. Chidambaram.
चिदम्बरम अकेला एक आतंकवाद को बरी कर देना, ये गृह मंत्री अकेला कैसे कर सकते हैं? जरूर उसके पीछे कुछ बड़ी साजिश है और लोग इन्वॉल्व होंगे, नहीं तो देश का गृह मंत्री इतना बड़ा देश का सुरक्षा के साथ खिलवाड़ नहीं कर सकते। हमको ये विश्वास नहीं होता है।
को सारी बातें स्पष्ट रूप से बताना चाहिए, क्या उस समय क्या घटना हुई थी और जो एफिडेविट बदला गया उसके क्या कारण थे, उसका स्पष्टीकरण उनको देना चाहिए, देश के सामने रखना चाहिए, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसको एक राजनीतिक रूप देने की कोशिश कर रही है और इसका राजनीतिक लाभ उठाने का प्रयास कर रही है।
The National Investigating Agency, or the NIA, will send fresh letters rogatory to Pakistan on the Pathankot airbase attack case. The letters include addresses of 4 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists who attacked the Pathankot airbase in January. The NIA also put pictures of the 4 dead terrorists on its official website and asked general public for help in identifying them. According to official sources, the Central Investigation Agency is flooded with many emails, some of which originated from Pakistan too, giving information about the terrorists. Pakistan has indicated that it was not yet ready to receive Indian investigators to carry forward the probe in the attack. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to visit the US once again, his 4th trip in 2 years, but this time it will be a state visit. Reports say that Modi is expected to be in Washington on the 7th and 8th of June. The visit will be a strictly bilateral context aimed at cementing US-India ties. On Tuesday, the leaders of the US House of Representatives of Foreign Affairs Committee called on Prime Minister Modi to address a joint meeting of the Congress during his visit. However, there is no official announcement of the visit either from the White House or the Prime Minister's office. Earlier, US President Barack Obama had described India-US ties as the defining relationship of the 21st century. State visits are, of course, generally considered to be the highest expression of friendly bilateral relations between two sovereign states. We'll keep an eye out on developments there. Meanwhile, let's head on to Marathwada region in Jalna district there, in fact, that has seen back-to-back droughts for the last 5 years. The rising levels of mercury has also made life tough for the livestock and farmers alike. All the 969 villages in the district are drought hit, and this year 36 farmers committed suicide. Here's a special report.
Drought has pushed the 3,000-odd residents of Anandwani village in Jalna district deeper into debt. But the recurring crop failure has kept its worst for the residents of Partur Tehsil. Here, the municipality hand pump manages to cough out barely 2 vessels of water in a week. Water sources all around have dried up. People are buying water. Farmers went through 2 sowing cycles, but both times the crops failed. All farmers, without exception, are crushed under debt. And the local administration seems to be missing in action.
कर्जा है ना खेती का, क्रॉप लोन हो वगैरह, ये 2 साल से ऐसे दुष्काल होने के वास्ते कुछ शेतकरी के पास तो कोई भी नहीं अभी शेतकरी को कोई चलने के वास्ते अब होना है तो क्रॉप लोन वो खेती का वो जो कर्ज लिए वाला है ना वो माफ करना चाहिए उन्होंने।
पानी की समस्या ऐसी है कि गांव में कोई बोर को या वीर को पानी नहीं है, तो हम पानी जो लेते हैं तो सब पानी हम प्राइवेट में खरीद लेते हैं।
60 kilometers away from the Jalna district headquarters, the 90 villages in Partur Tehsil are facing acute water scarcity. The tanker supplies are too little, which drives villagers to consume even polluted water. In the absence of drought relief, villagers are leaving their homes, neglecting their farms and even livestock. Ironically enough, Maharashtra Water Supply Minister Baban Rao Lonekar hails from this home.
जमीनी स्तर पर बोले तो ये लगातार या 3 साल से परतूर तहसील में अकाल की परिस्थिति है। किसान जो है उनकी माली हालत जो है जो चाहिए वैसी उभारने की जो आवश्यकता थी वो बाहर तो नहीं रह रही।
The administration is quite clear it has done all that it could to ease the situation. In order to prevent starvation, all the relevant government schemes are being implemented. The state government has spent 20 crore rupees to ensure water supply, while last year it distributed 190 crore rupees as crop insurance.
अभी गाँव में जो है ये पानी देने के लिए हम टैंकर से जो है पानी दे रहे हैं। हमने एक प्लान बनाया जो लगभग जो है 50 करोड़ का है, तो उसमें पूरे गांव जो है लगभग 480 गांव में टैंकर से पानी दे रहे हैं।
The drought crisis in Jalna is not getting the same attention as Latur, where water trains have been sent. But the conditions on the ground are no less scary for farmers who are facing a life and death struggle. In the absence of timely measures, leaving their homes is the only option before the villagers. Arvind Kumar Singh's report from Jalna for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's head on to all the election-related news in our segment Verdict 2016. An electorate of over 1.3 crores will decide the fate of 418 candidates, including 34 women, in 62 seats spread across Murshidabad, Nadia, Burdwan districts and North Kolkata on Thursday. Trinamool Congress, Left Congress Alliance and the BJP are expected to put up a tough fight in all the seats. Key contestants in this phase include Trinamool Congress Minister Sashi Panja and Sadhan Pandey and BJP National Secretary Rahul Sinha. Also, five-time Congress MLA Mohammad Sarab, CPIM MLA Anisur Rahman and retired IPS officer Nazrul Islam. Trinamool Congress has been facing the heat with its president and chief minister Mamata Banerjee show caused by the Election Commission over an alleged violation of the Model Code of Conduct. The EC has also transferred a number of IAS and IPS officers, including Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar. Meanwhile, elaborate arrangements have been made on the eve of the third phase of polling. Around 60% of the polling stations in Kolkata, which will go to polls tomorrow, have been identified as vulnerable. All the 505 polling stations, of which 288 were vulnerable, will be manned by central paramilitary forces during polling on Thursday. And heading down south, promising new measures to make its liquor policy foolproof, the ruling United Democratic Front released its manifesto for the upcoming Kerala Assembly elections. The UDF has decided not to issue bar licenses to 3-star and 4-star hotels that secure 5-star status from the central government. The manifesto also ensures homes for everyone in the coming 5 years if the government returns to power. The 63-page document released by Chief Minister Oomen Chandy in the presence of leaders of front partners, among other things, promises free bicycles to 8th standard girl students and laptops at concessional rates to students in government and aided colleges. It also focuses on the growth of agriculture sector with special emphasis on rubber farmers and promised interest-free loans to farmers. Subsidy to organic farming, steps to check price rise of essential commodities and 3-cent land free to landless people are some of the other promises of the UDF. And now let's take you through all the other national news updates in Nationwide. Shaktiman, the Uttarakhand police horse who was injured during a BJP protest in Dehradun, died today. The leg of the 14-year-old horse had to be amputated after it was broken by BJP workers who allegedly thrashed it during the protests. Mussoorie MLA Ganesh Joshi was detained over the assault. Three people were injured in a cylinder explosion inside the INS Nirikshak, a diving support vessel of the Indian Navy. The incident is believed to have happened on Saturday around 9 p.m. about 50 nautical miles away from Vizinjam, which is it's a coast near Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. The injured were rushed to the military hospital near Thiruvananthapuram. A Jet Airways flight carrying 125 passengers and 6 crew members from Mumbai to Ahmedabad was taken to isolation bay due to a bomb scare. All the passengers were deplaned and extensive search of the aircraft was carried out by security agencies. The search yielded nothing and the plane has been cleared for further journey. The Bombay Stock Exchange Sensex reversed its direction and slipped into the red, down by 53 points. This was after a bout of fresh selling in technology, in energy and oil and gas shares amid mixed Asian cues. The Sensex got off to a higher start before quoting at 25,762 at 1,130 at 11:30, a fall of 53 points or 0.21% from its last close. Without a quick break here, we'll be back with more news in a bit. Stay with us.
There has been a bar bribery scandal, then a solar scam. Because of all these scams, your party's image has taken a beating.
Allegations and the truth are two different things.
Kerala Congress is the most mismanaged unit amongst all the state congresses. Do you believe so?
They are all appreciating us, and it is a model to other states.
First time, BJP is saying that they probably might be the kingmaker.
The Kerala people's mind is not with BJP.
Watch our special episode of To The Point with Kerala Chief Minister Ruman Chandy on the campaign trail, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Let's get to some international news now, and starting with Brazil, where ahead of the Senate impeachment vote, President Dilma Rousseff has reiterated that she is a victim of an attempted coup. She also lashed out at her critics, saying that a strong component of sexism was behind efforts to oust her. Meanwhile, the president of the Senate has called on parliamentarians to nominate individuals to the special commission, which will analyze the case for impeachment.
Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff has once again defended her stand, saying she is a victim of an attempted coup, days after the lower house passed a vote to impeach her. The country's first woman president said a strong component of sexism was behind the efforts to oust her.
Eu me sinto injustiçado e acho grave é o fato de que tentam sempre diminuir este fato, esta exigência, que é a exigência da base legal para tornar.
President of the Senate has called for nominations for the impeachment commission, which will be elected by next Tuesday, after which it will have 10 working days to present its judgment regarding the eligibility of the motion. The opposition says it intends to speed up the process for country's future. However, Rousseff's supporters vowed to continue with their fight. Vice President Michael Temer said he would wait for the Senate's decision.
Processo e julgamento da Presidente da República por suposto crime de responsabilidade, a presidência solicita às lideranças o envio em até 48 horas.
Nós, senadores e senadoras, a responsabilidade de respeitar o devido processo legal, as regras estabelecidas pela Suprema Corte, tentar criarmos um ambiente melhor para a retomada do crescimento econômico.
The opposition only needs a simple majority in the Senate to open a trial. If senators pass the motion in its first vote, Rousseff will be forced to suspend her presidency for 180 days, and Vice President Michael Temer will serve as acting president. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And out to the US, where billionaire Donald Trump and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton won sweeping victories in the New York primary on Tuesday, galvanizing their bids to win the Republican and Democratic nominations for White House. It was the most decisive New York primary in decades and leaves self-styled Democratic socialist Bernie Sanders with a tough decision on how to proceed as Clinton extends her overwhelming lead in the Democratic race. Here's a report.
Thank you, New York. We love New York. We love
Frontrunners Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have scored big wins in New York State's U.S. presidential nomination contest. Trump's win moves him closer to capturing the 1,237 delegates needed to win the Republican nomination outright, avoiding a contested convention in July. In his victory speech, Trump said he thought the race for the Republican nomination was all but over.
We don't have much of a race anymore based on what I'm seeing on television. Senator Cruz is just about mathematically eliminated.
Billionaire real estate baron Trump had about 60% of the votes, with about 75% counted, easily beating rivals Texas Senator Ted Cruz and Ohio Governor John Kasich, putting him in position to possibly win most or all of the state's 95 delegates. But Trump's path to the nomination is far from clear. That's because he remains unpopular with the Republican Party leaders and activists who serve as delegates at the summer nominating convention. His Republican opponent Ted Cruz made a passing reference about the home state's political supremacy while campaigning in Philadelphia.
I'm so excited to share with you what America has learned over the past few months. And it has nothing to do with a politician winning his home state tonight. It has everything to do with what we've seen in the towns and faces that have been weathered with trouble, joblessness, and fear.
Meanwhile, Clinton, who once represented New York in the US Senate, managed to blunt rival Bernie Sanders' momentum and took a big step towards wrapping up the Democratic nomination.
In this campaign, we've won in every region of the country. From the north to the south, to the east, to the west, but this one's personal.
For Bernie Sanders, the outlook is bleak. Clinton's victory expands her number of pledged delegates, making it nearly impossible for him to catch up. But Sanders is far from ready to concede defeat and vowed to fight on all the way to the party convention in July.
I don't want you to tell anybody this. Keep it. But Secretary Clinton is getting a little bit nervous.
The spectacle isn't over yet. The next round is in a week, when the battle goes to the northeastern states of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland and Rhode Island. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Reuters and the New York Times have shared the Pulitzer Prize this year for their images of the migrant crisis. These striking and often heart-rending images document one of the most serious humanitarian crises of our times. Here's the story.
Reuters jointly won the Pulitzer Prize with the New York Times this year for breaking news photography. In a series of stunning images, the news agency documented the European refugee crisis. The photo coverage led from Greece by Yanis Beirakis, its chief photographer for Greece and Cyprus, shows migrants crowded on flimsy seacraft and their first moments upon reaching Europe.
In breaking news photography, we have 2 Pulitzer Prizes this year for work that captured the resolve of refugees, the perils of their journeys, and the struggle of host countries to take them in. The winners are Mauricio Lima, Sergei Ponomarev, Tyler Hicks, and Daniel Eder of the New York Times, and the photography staff of Thomson Reuters.
Some images show the families rushing ashore, desperately swimming to the shore or collapsing on the beach. Graphic images capture the helplessness of parents swimming with children, trying to enter through barbed fences and pleading with security personnel. The New York Times was named as co-winner for breaking news photography with the Reuters photo staff, also for their images of the migrant crisis. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's get you more international news updates in Global Buzz. The death toll from the huge explosion in the center of Afghan capital Kabul on Tuesday has reached 64, with 347 wounded. The attack in the heart of the government and diplomatic area was the deadliest single incident of its kind in Kabul since 2011 and was the first major Taliban attack in the city since the insurgents announced the start of this year's fighting season last week. Cuban President Raul Castro has been re-elected as the first secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cuba. Raul has been serving in the same post since 2011 when he replaced elder brother Fidel Castro. On the last day of the 4-day party Congress, former President Fidel Castro also made a rare public appearance. 2 pieces of debris recovered from the beaches in Mozambique are believed to be from MH370. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau has released a technical examination report which definitively says that the debris belongs to the missing Malaysia Airlines flight. The plane vanished from radar on the 8th of March in 2014 while on way from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board. And our quick cricket update. The Bombay High Court today allowed BCCI to hold the IPL match between Mumbai Indians and Rising Pune Super Giants in Pune on the 1st of May. A division bench granted the permission while hearing an application by BCCI urging the court to let the cricket body hold the match as scheduled. This followed a High Court order on, this was followed in fact after that High Court order on April 12th that directed that all IPL matches from 30th of April onwards be shifted out of Maharashtra due to severe drought situation in the state. Meanwhile, the Sabha Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur will be the new home ground for Mumbai Indians in May after the Rajasthan Cricket Association agreed to host the IPL matches for the defending champions. Rajasthan Cricket Association was suspended by the BCCI this year. And that's all we have for you on the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.